Fuck Dallas. Fuck you, Dak Romo. You piece of shit motherfucker.
All right,
bullshit,
brother.
man. Motherfucking Cowboys. What? Motherfucking Cowboys are in a divisional, like, and without a bye. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
The earth
This
is
is
coming to a motherfucking end.
this is the third time in my lifetime of watching football seriously that I've seen Cowboys advance in the playoffs.
Hey,
Wow.
I can't remember the last time that I didn't pay attention to football, or I didn't really start paying attention to football until about age 5. So Dallas getting past the second round is going to be new to me. I haven't had the Dallas Cowboys championship anything experience yet. So I hope I don't get it.
You're not going to.
All right. Once again, man, y'all tuned in to another episode of PPP, the Pigskin Posse Podcast, which is soon to be the best motherfucking podcast, not only in St. Louis and the motherfucking world. Yeah, we claiming that shit. But I'm Tim, that's Ryan, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did have a wild card weekend, and yes, was it a fucking wild motherfucking card weekend?
Super wild card.
Yes, super duper wild card.
Super duper wild card. Weekend.
We also had quite a few coaching changes, which well, first of all, before we get off into the coaching changes, I didn't ask how I usually ask, but Ryan, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm well. About yourself, man.
I am good. I'm good. Me and Emma just went out to eat, so I'm feeling a little good right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I had a couple. So right along with us, super duper wild card weekend, we did have some big things going on in the college world. I know first up, Jim Harbaugh was rumored to take the job with the Denver Broncos organization. Those rumors pretty much he said, fuck y'all, I don't want to deal with none of this shit.
Hell no.
But yeah, Jim Harbaugh is officially returning to Michigan amidst all the controversy that's going on right now. I didn't give enough of the details in time when I was taking my notes. So, but what's your thoughts on this? I mean, do you agree with the decision? You think he should have came to Denver or what?
Not to slightly get off topic, bro. Are they gonna put them on sanctions for real? Like they was talking about.
Yeah. The computer with the computer shit. Yeah, I think they're probably gonna put them on sanctions.
What the fuck? All right. Anyway, yeah, because he got time. I mean, NFL is when now. College is, for the most part, colleges are, depending what college you got. Now, if you're a blue blood like Michigan, they expect you to be playing for conference titles, be in national championship contention. They expect you to do that. So with him tampering, or so the NCAA says, it's kind of interesting that he picked Michigan. Me personally, I don't think they're gonna get any sanctions and shit like that, but I could be wrong. But yeah, he made the right decision in my opinion.
I mean, I'm kind of up in there. I mean, I get why he came back. I get why he came back to Michigan. I mean, maybe he's not ready to deal with what comes with the fucking NFL again. And I mean, I don't blame him. It's been, especially with what's going on in Denver, I think what they've had, like in the last 10 years, they went through like 5 or 6 different head coaches. So I think he don't want to be a part of the carousel, which I can't blame him. But he has Blake Corum coming back next year. I don't know if Ronnie Bell is going to come back. McNamara, he transferred to Iowa. So I think he saw, he had it, and he had a national championship appearance in his grasp. So I think he still wants to try to right that wrong, but I think it's all going to come down to, who returns to that Michigan squad. So, it'll be interesting. As far as the Denver Broncos go, I think now Sean Payton, unfortunately, is going to be the front runner for that job. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the NFL offseason.
Sean Payton about to bring his ass right back to Fox. He ain't gonna deal with this shit. You ain't gonna give me no time to turn this shit around. Fuck y'all. So I think Sean Payton is going right back to Fox.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you fucking know how I feel about Sean Payton. Like, do you had one bad season without Drew Brees and pretty much I can't, man, fuck this. I can't do that. If I ain't got Drew Brees, I ain't got a quarterback, I don't want to deal with this shit. But you know how I feel about Sean Payton.
I feel like it's more than just that. Uh, After that Super Bowl and the bounty gate and then all that other shit and then all those 8 and 8 years, then they became a playoff team again. And then, this no matter what happens, they lose the game. They find a magical way to lose the game. I think all that stuff kind of weighed a toll on them too, from an aspect. But I mean, like when you've been around football your whole life, you don't know nothing else. And sometimes you just get burnt the fuck out.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Especially with coaching, because I mean, coaching is that shit is a mental battle because you gotta even after the season is over, you gotta get ready to look at the players in the draft and look at your schedule and come up with different game plans week in and week out. So I mean, it's just as much of a struggle as being out there physically having to constantly stay in shape and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, you could be right also, but I still, like I said, still fuck Sean Payton. Now, believe it or not, the Saints still have his coaching rights. So a team would kind of have to trade to get in order, if you want to hire Sean Payton, you're going to have to trade to get Sean Payton. But, we'll see how all that shit plays out once we, get closer to the season. To next season.
Man, that's like when the Celtics traded Doc Rivers to the Clippers. I'm like, you can trade coaches? Like,
Yeah, that shit fucked. I didn't realize that shit either.
they broke the rules. They changed the rules of that. So that lets you know you're that brilliant of an NFL mind to where they gonna trade you because they can't keep you.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's insane to me. I never even fathomed that even being a possibility in sports.
I didn't know that either. Like, I mean, coaches are, I think, like Brandon said in the last podcast, you can always find a head coach, but you can't always find a quarterback. So, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that the Saints are still holding on to Sean Payton's rights. I mean, he obviously is not coming back to New Orleans. I mean, even if he did want to come back, I don't think the way he left, I don't think they would take him. So, hey, fuck Sean Payton. It's y'all, by now, y'all know how the fuck I feel about him. Fuck Sean Payton. Fuck that motherfucker. Bad, right. Straight the fuck up. But other news in the college football world, the NCAA did release their schedule, which we're gonna talk about Colorado here. NCAA released their schedule. Week 5 of the NCAA season. We will get, I think it's week 5 or week 6. Yes, we will get. 30th. Yep, we will get Colorado versus USC, Lincoln Riley versus Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders. We will get Caleb Williams versus Shedeur Sanders. And I don't know about y'all, but I am extremely fucking excited. What are you looking forward to most about this matchup, Ryan?
Shit, man. If they have any type of offense, if that USC defense stays the same, and if Colorado has any type of offense, instant classic. That's how I feel about it. It's gonna be an instant classic. Both quarterbacks gonna have 400-500 yards, 3-5, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna come down to the last possession. I mean, that's how I would want it. Then again, I don't know how Deion's recruiting is going to be. I don't know how many players from Jackson State is transferring. I don't know what type of system he's going to run. There's a lot of questions, but like what's so beautiful about that is right around the corner is spring ball.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a better idea. We're gonna have a better idea of what type of system he's gonna run. We already know who's starting at quarterback. So it's just gonna be interesting to see the transition from HBCUs to Division I football.
Speaking of Deion's recruiting class, his recruiting is actually going well. Of course, he brought Shador with him. He brought Travis Hunter with him, who was the I think the number 1 or number 2 recruit. I know for a fact he was the number 1 wide receiver cornerback recruit coming out of high school last year. He also just got the number 1 corner Cormani McClain to flip from Miami to Colorado. He also got a 4-star running back to flip from Notre Dame to come to Colorado alongside with his son Shador Sanders. So and I think Kevin Coleman that was with Shador, Travis, and Shador and Travis and Deion at Jackson State. I think they're still waiting on his commitment. I haven't heard anything just yet, but it's gonna be interesting to see where he's gonna go. But going back to what you said, if Alex Grinch is still the fucking defensive coordinator, USC is in trouble. USC, especially if Travis Hunter is going to play wide receiver next year. USC is in trouble.
Now, this is one thing I do know about Lincoln Riley. He kept Mark Stoops, which is Bob Stoops' brother, the defensive coordinator, which is the reason why Brett Venables left Oklahoma to begin with. But anyway, he kept Mike Stoops, his first year being the head coach. And then, after the Texas game, got rid of his ass. So,
right.
If there's no improvements to that defense, Alex Grinch is gone.
He need to be gone by mid-season too.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
Straight the fuck up. He need to be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Once again, bro. I'm not a Colorado fan, but I'm a huge Deion fan. So I will be watching Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Colorado next year. I don't give a fuck if I got to watch it on 3 different screens. I'm gonna find a way to do it. Plans should flat the fuck out.
Yeah, I will be watching Colorado football very close. Original Big 12 or Big 8 member. Yeah. So it'll be good to see Colorado good again.
Yes. Now we move on to the NFL. Once again, man, crazy wild card weekend. The first game we're going to talk about, which was, I think, the first game. No, it wasn't. I think it was the first or second game of wild card weekend. But it goes without saying, the Jags versus the Chargers. I need to know.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Los Angeles Chargers, Brandon Staley. What the fuck happened? Y'all had 4 picks in the first quarter. 4. How the fuck do y'all blow? Like how the fuck do y'all blow that game? Y'all don't capitalize. Y'all don't take full advantage of getting 4 picks in the first quarter. What the fuck happened? Ryan, I'm gonna let you go for what you think happened in this game.
Hold on, fam, they did, bro. It was 21-0, bro. At one point, it was 27-0.
Yeah, but it's 4 picks, bro. You should. There should have been no fit. They had 4 picks in good fit, and they had good fit. If they didn't have good field position, they was able to get good field position. So how the fuck off 4 picks do you not get 4 fucking touchdowns?
I missed the third quarter. But I went back and watched it. The Chargers stopped moving the ball. They just got I feel like they got complacent. We got this. It's over. Fuck them. And then, 14-27. Oh, that's all right. Whatever. We gave up one. It's cool. 21-27. Okay. And then 27-27. I came back. I'm like, how? But hey, shout out to Doug Peterson. I give Brandon his credit. He said Dougie P is a good coach, and he's going to figure out these situations. The Chargers coach is young, still figuring out the game of football at a head coaching standpoint. So, and shout out Trevor Lawrence, because most quarterbacks would have just gave up on themselves. Well, fuck, we lost or fucked up. No, I got this, motherfucker. I was the guy, Clemson. I'm mad I didn't get that Heisman. And now he has an opportunity to go ahead and they play in Kansas City, right?
Yes, they do. They move on. Jaguars move on to face Kansas City in Kansas City.
Well, I don't know where that's going to go. I mean, I don't think you're coming back from 35, nothing. We'll see. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, we're gonna go over some stats. Our Justin Herbert, 25 of 43, 273 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 28 of 47, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns, and of course 4 interceptions. The stat that jumped out to me most was, believe it or not, the Chargers only had a total of 82 yards rushing. I think Eckler had like 60 and a touchdown or 2. So I think honestly that was the biggest issue right there, is like they really stopped running the damn ball. Like when you got a lead like that, you keep running. I feel like you're supposed to keep running the ball, eat up as much most of the clock as you can. And like, like you said, they stopped being aggressive. They took their fucking, they took their foot off the gas, and it allowed, the Jaguars to get back into the game. And yeah, shouts out to Trevor Lawrence, man. That I don't know very many quarterbacks that could come back from throwing 4 picks in the first quarter, not the half, in 1 quarter, 4 picks in 1 quarter. I don't know very many quarterbacks that could have came, that would have came back from that. But he started over in the second half. They did score right before the second half, and I think
7, which made it a 20-point lead. I do
yeah, yeah. And I think them scoring before the second half, they gave them some type of life. So it's like, you know what, it's only 27-7. We're still in this. Like the game is not over. Travis Etienne, 20 carries for 109 yards, and he had a big fucking impact on this game. They didn't get the win, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Asante Samuel Jr. Three interceptions in the first quarter, not the half. In the first quarter.
Daddy, young Stada, Daddy.
Oh, you good? And if anybody is not familiar with Asante Samuel Jr., go look up his daddy. Like Ron was saying,
go look at the Eagles back in the day and the Patriots back in the day. Back and forth.
flat out. When he was the true definition of a ball hawk. And Asante Samuel Jr., just like Pat Surtain II, he did Asante Samuel Jr. He definitely, he has shades of his dad out there. So props to him. But I gotta give I gotta give props to the Jaguars team, and I gotta give props to Trevor Lawrence, because he's throwing the guys Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, but Evan Ingram and Zay Jones. Those are 2 guys. They was damn near. Evan Ingram couldn't stay healthy, and Zay Jones, he was. I'm not gonna necessarily say a bust, but he was pretty much on his way out the league. Like he just, he was getting to the point where he was just another guy. And Trevor Lawrence has turned these guys into somebody that you got a game plan for. And like Christian Kirk, he wasn't the guy in Arizona, but he definitely put up some, he had a couple nice games, and Trevor Lawrence has turned him into a number 1 receiver. So whatever happened, well, we're not gonna talk about that game right now, but whatever happens with the Jaguars, they got some shit to build off of for next season. And keep in mind, they do have Calvin Ridley coming back. So not coming back, but he's coming back from suspension. They stacked him from the Falcons. So keep an eye out for the Jaguars next year, man. Flat out.
Yeah, I know he like, man, making that bet was the best decision I ever did in my life.
Probably. He probably wanted to get the fuck out of Atlanta, but didn't really know how to do it. But
he did it. He sure did it.
He did it. Yeah. One way, he's like, one way or the other, I'm getting the fuck out of here. But I wanted to ask you, bro, when you're dealing with something like this, when you got a team that's up 27-0, and they ended up losing, the Jags ended up losing. The Jags didn't end up winning the game. They overcame the deficit. They beat the Chargers 31-30. When you have a comeback like that, and when you got a defense that gets 4 picks in the first quarter, when you lose this game, is this on the offense or the defense?
Both, because you stop playing with that intensity. And if anything, I'm going to blame the head coach, because look, bro, okay, we up 27-7. Fuck that. I need 57 up there. That's your mindset. Games like that goes 2 ways, because people going to see like, oh, they running up the score, they not respecting the game, or we got to stay hungry and aggressive, because they not going to quit.
Right.
We got to make them quit. So I feel like that's the difference. And they got lethargic, as Coach Sheldon used to love to say, and Chris Collinsworth. And that's how they lost the game. They got lazy. They went through the motions. They thought they was up. But it felt like that 27-0 in the first half. Like, I've been in games like that. That shit felt like it's 100-0. And it's just like, damn. But you just got to keep fighting, and like that's a true testament to Doug Peterson, kind of coach he is, and what kind of team he has, and what kind of coach he is to get that maximum effort out of your players, which is it's pretty much everybody's first time on the playoffs
Right,
for
right.
real on that team, except for a couple players. So it was amazing to see.
I think it's more so on the offense because, like, bro, when you get 4 picks in the first quarter, bro, that should be 28 points right there, right out the fight. You're gonna get the ball a couple more times, but 4 picks in the first quarter, man, come on, dog. That should be 28 points.
Mm-hmm.
No, that should be 28 points. And it's like, as you know, as you know, if I'm on the defense, I have not. I played a little bit in high school. I didn't really get to play in like any serious games, but just from watching football, I feel like, damn, if I'm on the defense and my team, and I get 4 picks and the offense not really capitalizing on these fucking opportunities, if I'm on the defense, I feel like, damn, I did my fucking job. Now y'all need to go out there and do y'all job. We get 4 picks and y'all can only manage to get what 2 or 3 touchdowns, bro. That's sad. That's like that. How the fuck that's what 3 touchdowns. That's 3 touchdowns and two field goals. It should to me. It should have been. It should have been 30. It should have been what 31-0. At least 31-0 first half because they did get. They did have a couple more possessions, but if I'm the defense, I'm kind of pissed off at the offense, and if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm looking at Brandon Staley, not Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. I'm looking at Brandon Staley and the offensive coordinator like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
I
You know what I'm
saw a
saying?
thing.
Then Austin Eckler, like, oh, we up 28 fucking like we got 28 points. Why am I not getting the fucking ball out of the backfield? So I mean, I'm not a head coach. I'm not a head coach. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I love football and I watch football enough to know like you got to capitalize on situations like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but once again, props to the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Fuck Clemson.
And well, after the game, not even 24 hours, the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi and QB coach Shane Day, which I think is bullshit. I think Brandon Staley should be fired at this bullshit like that because that's what 2 straight years of mediocrity when he's had all that fucking talent.
I honestly don't think he knows what the fuck he doing. To be honest,
He don't.
they went 10-7. I mean, but I saw a thing on Twitter where they were just saying they had like the greater than sign pointing towards Lamar, and then they had Herbert. And yeah, I feel like if they have Lamar playing that game, he ain't giving up no 27 points
Fuck no,
lead,
no,
20-point lead. So
Lamar's taking shit into his own hands.
we need to win the motherfucking game.
Right. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later. But next game was recap of the Seahawks and the 49ers. Of course, the 49ers got the victory 41-23. They outscored, they had an 18-point fourth quarter, outscored Seattle 25-6 in the second half. After Seattle made it a game, it was 16-7 Seattle going into the second half. But San Francisco only had 1 punt. And they outscored Seattle 18-6. What did you see in this game? Were there any concerns or I will say Seattle did at one point make me feel like that, like oh shit. Like I don't know, man. I can't say that. Yep, the throwing us. Go ahead. Take off. Go ahead.
It going back to what you said. Yeah, I'm like, okay, Mr. Purdy, what's going on? Mr. McVay, what's going on, guys? And then Gino turning the New York Jets, Gino, and the rest is history. I mean, but shit, Bosa's playing crazy.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was getting in the backfield all game long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is the best defense in football. Shout out to Geno Smith for having a good first half. Got to put it together, brother. But I feel like his future is bright. 49ers future is bright. They might have a dilemma if they go all the way.
Yeah.
They might have a real dilemma in the offseason. But they was able to win the game. pretty handily in the second half once Geno started turning the ball over and shit. This one reading receivers and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm kind of I'm really interested to see this Dallas game. They play Saturday or
Hey,
Sunday?
no. They play Sunday. We gonna get to that because I can't wait. Boy, I can't fucking wait. That's the game I'm looking forward to seeing. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most. But we gonna stay on this Seahawks and 49ers game right now.
I mean, shit, bro. I mean, defense did a thing. Brock Purdy was comfortable. He didn't look like he was in a hurry. Too many plays.
Yeah.
He was making the right plays and whatnot. I'm just ready for that moment where you see the complex defense. But I mean, it's similar to the Colin Kaepernick situation where he first got the start. I mean, they didn't know how to guard this man. So I don't know. I feel like the 49ers might make it off.
Yeah. Um, once again, well, going back, harping on what Ryan said, shout out Geno Smith, man. He's reinvented himself. I think he's worked his way into, at least a minimum contract, a couple years. I think he's, made a little bit of a bag for himself. He actually set the Seahawks franchise Seahawks single season record for passing yards with I think he had 4,400 or something. But yeah, shout out Geno Smith, man. I mean, I was happy to see him, take this team, do what he did. But tossing out some stats. Geno Smith, 25 of 35, 253 yards, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 18 of 30, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. My man K9, Kenneth Walker, first playoff game, 15 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 15 carries, 119 yards. He had a 68-yard run in the first quarter. He also had a receiving touchdown. Debo went 6 receptions for 133 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had a 74-yard TD catch in the fourth quarter. DK Metcalf, 10 catches for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. I got to give it to Kyle Shanahan. He can coach. He's a fucking offensive mastermind. He can coach the hell out of that fucking team. San Francisco mustered up 500 yards of total offense. And like you said, Joey Bosa was in the backfield all fucking day. So, and then, once I mentioned earlier, San Francisco only punted 1 time. But they definitely right now, I think they look like the most complete team in the playoffs. I definitely think they got what it takes to go all the way. And I agree with Ryan. Like, this definitely looks like a Colin Kaepernick situation. 49ers on the road, Jimmy G goes down, and Brock Purdy comes in. Nobody thinks they got a fucking shot, and he comes in and he shines. It's kind of like when Alex
With a team.
Yep. Yeah, San Francisco is down to that's their third string quarterback, so they definitely need him to stay healthy. But it's just like when Alex Smith went down and the 49ers had to go to Colin Kaepernick, and he managed to take them all the way to the Super Bowl and to, I think, the NFC Championship the following year. But my question to you is this though, Ryan. Like you mentioned with the dilemma, they're gonna have if Brock Purdy goes all the way, whether he wins or loses, San Francisco is gonna have a dilemma on their hands. Are you gonna go with Trey Lance? You gonna go with Jimmy G, or you gonna stick with Brock Purdy? Like, what do you think they do in this situation?
Yeah, well, I mean, they signed, they kept Jimmy G. They got Trey Lance. Purdy is on a rookie deal, first year of the rookie deal. I mean, damn, bro. they have a wonderful problem. But I think if anybody is gonna have a problem, it might be Trey Lance. But then again, you haven't proved shit, so you really can't say nothing. Garoppolo has some leverage. Well, hey, look, it's not pretty, but I win games. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I mean, like, they have a beautiful solution that the rest of the NFL doesn't have. If their guy gets hurt, their season is fucked.
Yep.
So I mean, hey, um, shout out to Shanahan and the 49ers organization for being excellent drafters.
Yeah, I think If I'm the 49ers, I think Jimmy G has, I think if this is not the last year of his contract, I think he's coming up on the last year of his contract. I trade Jimmy G. I keep Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, and I let them battle it out next season. Geno C was going to get the starting job. But, I mean, if we're going off of, if you look at the eye test between Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, I mean, of course, Trey Lance fits, he fits the eye test. But when we're talking about what he's done so far, Brock Purdy has, he's blown Trey Lance out of the fucking water. So I think, if anything, I think San Francisco, Jimmy G does win games, and I think that will, really increase his trade value. And, San Francisco, they can get something, they can get something out of Jimmy G. So I definitely think if Brock Purdy does go all the way, and definitely if he wins it, I think they're going to keep Trey Lance. But if Brock Purdy wins it, for sure, they're going to go with Brock Purdy. But I think you keep Trey Lance and you let him and Brock Purdy battle it out next year for the starting job.
So you said fuck Jimmy G.
Look, man. He lost in the Super Bowl because he overthrew fucking Emmanuel Sanders. And he lost in the NFC Championship game because fucking they put him in positions where he had to throw the ball, and he was terrified of Aaron Donald in the fourth quarter because Aaron Donald was on his ass. Oh my God, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Oh, man. Yeah, but congratulations to San Francisco. They are moving on to face Dallas. They play Sunday at 5:30, which we're gonna talk about the game a little later. Like I can't wait. I'm looking forward to talking about that one. But moving on to the Dolphins and Bills. The Bills overcame the Dolphins 34-31. Yeah. And I just want to say, what I took away from this game was, I don't know if the Bills had those first round jitters. They did. I don't know if they prepared or if they really thought that the Dolphins was just gonna lay the fuck down. But that damn near got beat by a fucking third string quarterback. And shout out to Skylar Thompson. That's I don't care if he is from Independence, but shout out Skylar Thompson for being put in a tough situation and making the fucking best out of it. He did 18 with. He didn't play well, but he made the best out of his situation. 18-45, 220 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. But I do want to say this: Mike McDaniel, you wrong for putting him in that situation. You wrong for putting him in that situation. I think he had a fourth and long. No, he had a fourth and long. I think it was a third or a fourth, not a fourth and long. I think it was anyway. He was put in a long yardage situation, and they got him, chucking the ball. All you got to do is get in the field goal position. Tie the game up, going to overtime. I feel like they were trying to go.
You talking about the end. You talking about the end. Yeah. But that pass rush was on his ass.
Yeah, they
that pass rush was on his ass. He had no time. It's either throw it to him, I'm getting hit.
Yeah, but speaking of that pass rush, let's eliminate this myth that the Bills pass rush was gonna go to shit without Von Miller. I mean, yeah, Von Miller definitely, had a resurgence. Von Miller definitely had a resurgence. The pass rush looked good, but let's not get it twisted. I mean, that Bills defense is still pretty fucking good.
Didn't they get to the AFC Championship game last year?
No, they got to. They damn near did. Just Pat Mahomes.
No, they lost to Kansas City.
They went the previous year.
The year before, I mean, bruh. I mean, before the fucking referees and the Bengals came along, that was the second best team. That still is the second best team in the AFC. But they used to be if they didn't have Kansas City, then they'd be clear-cut favorite to go to the Super Bowl every
year. Yeah. At this point,
so I don't know. They might got exposed, bro. I don't know, because I mean, he went to Kansas State, whatever. Fuck Kansas State. But
I know it's the regular season, but we gotta get back on the fucking Warriors. Fuck Golden State. That boy Jason Tatum, 34 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm sorry, bro. I just had to throw that out there.
He trying to get MVP this year.
Yeah,
that boy trying to get MVP.
He on straight fuck you mode.
But I thought Skylar Thompson, with all things considered, I thought he played decent.
Yeah,
I really did, bro. There was some throws that he made. I'm like, damn, maybe we do need to be in the NFL. Because in college, he was a running motherfucker.
Yeah.
I saw it firsthand.
But yeah, Skylar Thompson, he played well given the circumstance. I don't think he had much time to prepare. I just, like you said, I think Buffalo got exposed. I don't know if they just didn't. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if they didn't prepare for this game or they thought the Bills was gonna lay down. But Josh Allen did make some pretty fucking stupid decisions. But
Bro,
23 of 39, 352 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Neither one of these teams ran the ball particularly well. Buffalo only had 107 rush yards. Miami had 42 rush yards.
that's what bit him in the ass. He couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, if the Bills don't get those explosive plays at key moments, the games will be close. Like
Yeah.
the game they lost with the Jets, they couldn't get no explosive plays, and that's why they lost the game. So they gotta clean this shit up against the Bengals, bro. They'll be back at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to clean this shit up.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill, 7 receptions, 69 yards on 15 targets. Jalen Waddle looked terrible. Jalen, like he was
Not in the
butter.
second half. Well, not in the fourth quarter.
In the set, well, three, yeah, he did manage 3 receptions on 43 receptions of 44 yards. He had 7 targets. He did have one, I think, one pass that was just it was flat out a bad pass. But other than that, he didn't look all that great this game.
Man, the motherfucker was in the air. The ball is here. He caught the motherfucker and dude just knocked it out. He would have had 5 catches.
Yeah. He probably is just like, look, man, I don't think he had a chance winning this game, so I don't give a fuck.
Skylar Thompson's trying to get him fucked up. Every time he's doing the ball, fucked up situation, bro. Every time. And Tyreek, I just be thinking he gonna get that hit, and he just somehow just barely get the fuck out the way, man.
He's a little nimble motherfucker. You ain't got to worry about him dealing with shit like that. It's hard. It's already hard enough to see the little short motherfucker. Then try to tackle his little ass.
When that nigga jumping up in the air for a pass, that's a green light to fuck him up.
Yeah.
And they never do.
Yeah. And then on the other side, Stephon Diggs, 7 receptions, 114 yards. Gabe Davis, 6 receptions, 113 yards and a touchdown. I want to go back to that deep pass to Stephon Diggs. We don't really see that very often. We don't really see Josh Allen throw. Stephon Diggs has been he's more so of a volume and a possession wide receiver, but that was a beautiful throw. That was a beautiful throw and a great catch. I definitely thought that was a touchdown. So I think Gabe Davis has emerged himself as the go-to deep ball threat on that team. But I mean, they play Gabe. This is the second time Gabe Davis has played well in the play. Like this is 2 straight years Gabe Davis has played well in the playoffs. So shout out to him.
Great players do great things, man.
Yeah. I do want to say Buffalo's O-line got really fucking exposed. Josh Allen was sacked 7 times, and that play when they sacked Josh Allen, got the strip sack and got the touchdown. That's when I was really like, oh shit, because I think Miami had the lead at one point in time. So that's when I was,
going to the fourth quarter, they did have a good portion of the fourth quarter. They had the lead.
Yeah, so shouts out to the Dolphins defense for keeping it as close as it was. But yeah, at one point, like at one, I don't know what the fuck the Bills was doing, but yeah, I mean the Dolphins, they knew like our QB is out, so let's just go out there, leave it all out there on the fucking field. So they came out firing on defense. They was able to get 2 picks, and I think one of them picks was kind of the turning point for Josh Allen because he was just like, fuck. Like I was rolling, now this shit happened. But yeah, man, the Bills, like you said, the Bills, they're gonna have to come with it next week because you can't have this type of game against a fucking highly against an explosive ass offense, which we're gonna get to that game in a minute. But
that secondary is going to get cooked. It's not a matter of how, it's when.
Yeah. Buffalo is also 9 of 16 on third down, and I mean, anytime you go more than 50% in a pressures in those type of situational football, like that's a good, as you show good signs. But you don't want to keep gambling that shit. So Buffalo, if y'all want to have any shot at getting to the Super Bowl, you better get it together.
Better figure it out.
Figure it out. Next up, we got another team. They got fucking exposed. We got the Bengals beat the barely beat the Ravens 24-17.
Man, as
Yeah,
much as I want to like Huntley, bro, I just man, man, he pisses me off. He really does, man. How do you? Then that nigga had like a 70-yard run,
I think
and
so.
then the next play you fumble like, bro. Lamar don't even do that shit no more. He try to do Lamar. If Lamar does do that shit, he at least going up with two hands, but Lamar would just dive at the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, bro,
And that
that's bad
play,
play.
what Ryan's talking about, the Ravens had a long run. They got to the 2-yard line, tried to dive in for a touchdown. The Bengals knocked it out. Sam Hubbard picks it up, returns it 98 yards for a touchdown, which ultimately decided the game. And I mean, before that, the Ravens was really about to take hold of that game. I think if the I think if the Ravens scored her, they take all the
That
life
was
out of the
the turning
Bengals.
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that game was over. If he scored that touchdown, I ain't gonna say it's over, but like the momentum is definitely on their side.
yeah. Ravens, the Bengals beat the Ravens 24-17. Tyler Huntley goes 17-29, 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Joe Burrow goes 23-32, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, was sacked 4 times. The Bengals also lost offensive lineman. I don't know if they lost him for this game. I don't know if he's going to be playing next game. But they played, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Ravens defense ain't no slouches, but Bengals really they didn't look all that great this game. And I don't know what happened, but the Bengals can't run the ball like they did last year.
Offensive line, did, did they have injuries or something?
Yeah, it wasn't just injuries. I mean, they spent money getting, getting a good offensive line, but
Right.
they didn't look well. They
They
just
just went
didn't.
there and played like shit.
Yeah. I mean, Mixon, Mixon had a crazy year last year, even in the playoffs. And I mean, this particular game was only able to muster up 39 yards.
I'll give the Ravens front seven some credit. Them boys came to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Them boys came to play. Burrow, I mean, he made some throws, but like a lot of those throws was against cover or pressure.
Yeah. Ravens receiving core, they actually played decent for what they was, dealt with. Andrews, he had five receptions, 73 yards. Demarcus Robinson, 2 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 4 receptions, 43 yards, and a touchdown. The rushing attack was really on point like it usually is. J.K. Dobbins had 62 yards rushing. Huntley had 54 yards rushing. Gus Edwards had 39, 39 yards rushing. The
Running
Ravens
back by committee.
Yeah, the Ravens total had 150 yards rushing. And then last play of the game, do you think Prochet could have caught that ball? I think so.
Bro, I don't want to talk about, bro. He rushed it, bro. He wasn't even trying. Like, he had gave up. But had he just been patient, he could have caught that motherfucker, bro. We'd be talking about an overtime game.
Yeah, yeah. And
Well, I don't know if you're like a kicker anyway. I know.
I think
If
he caught that, if Prochet would have caught that ball and they would have won in overtime, I definitely think the Ravens could have won that because you catch that ball, bro, they getting all the fucking momentum. That's all they getting all the fucking momentum. They getting they getting the momentum going into overtime. But another thing I wanted to ask you, going back to the Miami game. Now, if this is another game that I felt like the Bengals thought the Ravens was just gonna fucking lay down. I don't know if they game plan correctly. Now, if Lamar plays, do you think? Because I feel like if Lamar plays, the Ravens win that game. But I feel like the Bengals may get. I feel like the Bengals may game plan differently, just like I feel like with the Dolphins. I feel like if Tua would have played, the Dolphins would have won, but maybe the Bills would have game planned a lot better because they would have tried. It's some shit they would have thrown in there to try to stop and contain Tua.
I don't know, but the stat that I found extremely alarming throughout all the playoff games, Mark Andrews and Lamar has played in, that was his highest total in yardage.
Yeah,
it was at 73 yards in like 5. That was his 6th playoff game, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like what the fuck was Lamar doing? But I don't know. I honestly don't know because like it feels like the Ravens are just having cheap seasons. Like the outcome should always be a lot greater than what it is. Like they
Yeah.
have a lot more talent, or they're just a lot better players than what's given credit for. But I mean, I guess we'll just have to run it back next year.
Mm. Speaking of after this game, it took a while, which I wish my fucking Steelers would have done the same thing and fired offensive coordinator. But Ravens offensive coordinator Greg Roman and the Ravens have parted ways after 6 years. I hate the Ravens. I can't stand the goddamn Ravens. You know how I feel about the fucking Ravens, but I like Lamar, and I like this move because maybe now the Ravens can move on from that Russian attack that they've tried to implement the last like 5 seasons, and they can get a good offensive coordinator that will, allow Lamar to throw the ball a little bit more and give him his fucking money.
They're gonna do that by default. They ain't trying to figure out. I don't know. Fuck no. They had a good record. They ain't gonna get one of them quarterbacks that's coming out. Now look, when Lamar's in college, bro, he ran a spread offense.
Yeah.
He passed for like 4,000 yards.
And got better his second year passing the ball.
And he won the fucking Heisman.
Yeah.
And he's not a bust. Pay that man and tweak your offense, man. What are y'all doing? But they did fire the offensive coordinator. Be fucked up. They get Cliff Kingsbury. That'd be interesting.
Well, I mean, it might be Cliff Kingsbury, it could be Byron Leftwich, which we're gonna talk about him a little later. Hey, hold on. We'll talk about him later. You're not gonna disrespect.
Was he the offensive coordinator when they won?
Who? The Bucs? Yes.
Well, shit, bro. You need to go ahead and holler at Andy, see if you can be an assistant or something. I don't know. Get you a couple more rings real quick, man.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to Byron and the Succaneers, because they're not they're no longer the Buccaneers. They're the Succaneers. But
you're not gonna fucking talk about Tampa Bay like that. Not while I'm here. Tom Brady threw away his family to get blown out by the Cowboys in the wild card. And congratulations, Dallas. You finally have one more playoff win than Tom Brady.
First and foremost, fuck Tom, fuck Tampa Bay, fuck Antonio Brown, fuck Rob Gronkowski, fuck Bruce Arians, fuck Todd Bowles. I told you motherfuckers before the season started. Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. I said this shit. He is not meant to be. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. You got a defensive-minded head coach for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. It was not going to make for a good. It just wasn't going to make a good fit. It wasn't. You got a defensive-minded head coach with a bunch of offensive weapons. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And I personally think, fuck, what, God damn it, I just forgot his fucking name. Byron Leftwich, I think he was just done with the shit show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think Byron gave a fuck, to be honest. At the end, it's just like, well, shit, this motherfucker can't throw. And, our offensive line is probably the worst in the league. So fuck it.
No.
I mean, when they center got hurt, I was like, yeah, fuck this season. It's over before you even started.
Believe it or not, bro. Tom Brady was the least sacked quarterback in the league this year.
Bro, because he's getting the ball out the fast.
I was just about to say, yeah.
That's why. Okay. You could hit me, fuck that.
And that's why. Go ahead.
His release time is faster than the other two motherfuckers by almost a whole fucking second.
Yeah. Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa.
No.
I'm saying watch what Tom Brady did this season. So Joe Burrow has been one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league since coming into the fucking league. Watch what Tom Brady is doing, and two of you do the same. Fall the fuck down or throw the ball when y'all see the fucking pocket collapsing. Because that's why Tom Brady is the least sacked quarterback. When he see that pocket collapsing or he see that motherfucker, if he sees the edge rusher coming off the edge, he's throwing a dirt ball. He is not going to let you fucking hit him.
A lot of these dudes, because keep in mind, they only a couple years removed from college. So they're just used to being able to run around and create plays. Once they realize, okay, you're not as fast, as these guys on the field, everybody on the field is faster than you, then we can get the bullshit out the way. But it's only until they do that. Tua, you need to watch Eli, Peyton, Drew Brees. Like Tua don't even got pocket presence. Joe Burrow, he sees when a sack is coming. He'll at least cover up the fucking ball.
Well, Joe Burrow can move too. He can move a little bit too.
We're gonna tear both them ACLs. Keep playing.
Yeah, but Cowboys get their first road playoff win in what, fucking 20, 30 years.
No, that was their last playoff win, I believe, since 1999.
No, they've had playoff win. Yeah, road
playoff win.
Yeah, road playoff win. Yeah. But yeah, they go on the road, get it done versus the Bucks. But hey, look. Cowboys fans, don't come for me, but look, do not get excited about this fucking win. Let's not sit up here and pretend like the fucking Bucks wasn't what?
Hold on.
7-10, 8-9.
Hold on, bro. They do in most statistical categories they are the best offense in the NFL right now.
Yeah, no, who the Cowboys?
Yeah, some categories, yeah.
I wouldn't say
the last 8 weeks. I mean, look, bro, they moving the ball, bro. They move the ball, but it starts with the running game. You take away the running game, yeah, they fuck.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, look, congratulations to the Cowboys. I'm happy y'all got y'all first fucking road playoff win in over 20 years. But let's be honest here, man. The Bucks were not that good this year. They were not that good this year. The NFC South, let's just call it a motherfucking spade. NFC South is trash. It's been trash for the last couple fucking years. The Bucks went 8-9. Tom Brady was garbage this year. Fucking garbage. The Bucks only had the second best passing attack because in the last 5 minutes when the Bucks was down by 2 fucking touchdowns, that's when Tom really got to throwing the fucking ball. Tom was at least at quarterback because his offensive line. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. The Bucks were not that fucking good this year. So Cowboys fans, don't take this fucking win and be all excited. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Y'all played a bad team. Y'all played a very bad Buccaneers team. So let's not jump ahead. Y'all still got, we gonna get into it a little minute. We're gonna get to it in a minute, but y'all still got one of the most well-balanced teams to play next week. So do not take this fucking win seriously. Yes, yeah, it's a playoff win. It's a playoff win. You got your first playoff win in 20 fucking years, but let's not take this seriously because your first road playoff win.
Playoff game. And shout out Dak Prescott for being the winningest Dallas quarterback in 20 years.
Yeah, look. Hey man, I gotta give we do have to give Dak his due. Dak played outstanding this game. He waited to the playoffs to the wild card game to have his best fucking game. 25, no interceptions. No interception, bro. Dak, you should be proud of that, bro. You should be very fucking proud of that. 25 of 33, 305 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
He throwing some picks against the 49ers, though, motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll see. But for the first time, you had a right to be pissed off at somebody because Brett Maher, you lucky. You lucky Cowboys win that game. Because if they'd have lost, bro, you cleaning out your locker before you.
Nah, bro. If I'm Jerry, I would have had kicking tryouts on Monday. No, on Tuesday. I would have had kicking tryouts on Tuesday. I know you bought Dallas for now, motherfucker.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Dak, man. Played well. Brady, goddamn. Brady threw the ball. He had a less than 50% completion percentage, 35 of 66 for 2 TDs and an interception. And that interception was pretty bad, too. That interception was pretty bad. And this is what I say, look.
Back of the end zone.
Yeah. And
I think he was trying to throw it away. Because I'm sure sitting there like, bro, well, who the fuck? Like, this is the perfect time to go down there, take the lead because they missed the field goal, and then you just throw a Lucy to the nigga that wasn't even in play.
Yeah. This is why I say, look, Tom, I can't stand your ass, but bro, I got the utmost respect for you. You're the most. You got all the records. You ain't got nothing else to prove. You got the most Super Bowl. You got the most Super Bowl rings. You've been in the most
Robert
Super Bowls as a
Ory.
quarterback. Bro, go home. Go home. Go the fuck home.
What home? What home?
Go. He still got that motherfucker. Still got
What?
money.
I
Go
mean, yeah,
ahead.
but like,
Go on,
fuck.
try to get Giselle back if you can, but brother, go home, man. Go
That's
home.
over with.
But
That's
go
over
on.
with.
You got a TV, you got a TV broadcasting job waiting on you. We would all love to listen to you talk football because we know how well of a football player you are. But bro, it's over, man. It's over. We all see this is a completely different league now. You cannot be a flat for the quarterback in this fucking league.
Yeah,
These
not anymore.
these edge rushers coming off the edge 4-4 and 4-5. You saw whenever the pocket was collapsing or they got to the point they was about to hit Brady, he's throwing that motherfucker, he's throwing it away or he's throwing it at the dirt. So Tom, all respect to you. You ain't got nothing else to prove. You've had a very illustrious career, bro. Go home. Retire. I don't care if you did go out on a bad note. Retire. You ain't got nothing else to prove to me. You ain't got nothing else to prove to nobody. Go home.
I mean, I feel the same way, but it's like, fuck it, man. Go ahead, go to the Raiders and see what you can do, bro.
Yeah. That don't sound like a bad idea either. But going back to this Dallas Cowboys game, Dallas Cowboys and Buccaneers game, Tony Pollard, 15 carries, 77 yards. Zeke has pretty much just turned into a red zone and a situational running back, 13 carries for 27 yards. Of course, Dak had a rushing TD. Dalton Schultz, 7 receptions for what the damn. 7 receptions, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Bro, they always put Zeke in the game when you know they finna run.
Yeah.
And then when they put Pollard in, they for the pass, then they run. Why don't you switch that and have Zeke be like that, man? Like
because they know Zeke don't have that first step no more. He don't have that breakaway. He don't have that. He's not as fast as he once was.
I disagree.
I ain't seen nothing to show me no different. He's not the Zeke that we want.
What I just said was how they use Zeke this whole season.
Somewhat.
They use Zeke in situations where you feel like they're gonna run and they run, and then they put Pollard in situations where they feel like they're gonna pass and they run.
Yeah, but Pollard has taken advantage. You know, when they put him in running situations, he's taking better advantage of it.
Because he's a leaner dude. So like some of them holes that Zeke would just boom fill up, he kind of just slips through. He's elusive. Yeah. He's a slippery motherfucker.
Yeah.
So and like there's a lot of plays where he'll still 8 yards, but he's stumbling 5 fucking yards.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But I also I gotta give a shout out to we both gotta give because this your boy. Shout out to CD Lamb, man. There was talks of him, like Jerry was pretty much threw him into the spotlight, saying he was gonna be a top receiver in the league. He had 100 yards, he had 100 plus reception season, and I think 1,400 yards and quite a few touchdown catches. So hell of a season, CD. Gotta give you your props, brother. And hey, congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys for moving on to the second round. We're gonna talk about the difficult task y'all got coming up here in a minute.
I think that last year with Jalen really prepared him for the NFL.
Yeah, I think so too. Because Jalen turned into more of a passing quarterback. He wasn't just fucking gung-ho with the ball like he was in Alabama.
Yeah, if CD was open, I'd throw to him. And then now I'm going to run. CD, I'm going to run. So he had like 1,300 yards rushing.
Yeah. He was a Heisman candidate that season.
Any other year, he would have won.
Probably. If he'd have stayed at Alabama, he probably would have won. Maybe.
Well, if Joe Burrow just stays at Ohio State like he should have, and not go to LSU, no, I'm playing. But yeah, we know what happened with that. Anyway, so let's we didn't talk about the Giants and you call that game. I don't like the Vikings. I don't like Kirk Cousins. Fuck the Giants. Fuck Danny Dimes.
Hold on. I just want to say, I fucking told y'all. I told y'all what the fuck is gonna happen.
Bro, Kirk
I
Cousins
told
football
y'all.
is national. Is a national. When he knows the game is national TV, he's gonna play like shit. I don't know. Like I don't know. I
I
don't
got
know. I
one.
guess.
I got one question. Kirk Cousins. Look, man, you're a Michigan State alum, so I love you forever. What the fuck was you thinking? What, bro? 4th and 8. 4th and 8. Why are you not trying to throw the ball past the fucking first down marker? You throwing it to T.J. Hockenson 2 yards, and he has a defender right above, like literally right in front of him. Talking about,
And you guys always talk about me throwing picks.
I was hoping he was gonna get run yards after the catch. Dog, that was terrible situation of football. When you're in a situation like that, you throw to get the fucking first down. You throw to get the first down. But
Well,
yeah,
4th and 8, yeah.
yeah.
But, I mean,
But yeah, Giants get the win 31-24. And Daniel Jones played lights out, bro. 300 yards, 24-35, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 17 carries for 78 yards. Daniel Jones played his ass off.
Daniel Jones, that was Daniel Vick, nigga.
Yeah, that's what they call it, the Vanilla Vic. That's what they've been calling him.
Bro, no, it was a meme, bro. We said Daniel Jones. It said Daniel Jones against the Daniel Jones against the Vikings, and there was like a hella faded picture of Mike Vick with like white hair in his head, bro. I
I
was
ain't see that one.
crying.
I ain't see that one.
Crying.
I did not see
That
that
shit
one.
is hilarious.
And speaking of Kirk Cousins, he actually didn't play, like when you look at the stat line, he didn't play terrible. 31-39, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, though, didn't play that well. I mean, he had 7 catches, but only had 47 yards.
I mean, bro, you got a safety up top. You got a motherfucker down low. If you do anything, we gonna stop you immediately. Do that. Now, motherfucker. No. No, they're not gonna let him do that. I mean, that's why Thielen was getting the fuck off. But
Thielen actually didn't get off. Hockenson was the one that went off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think the Giants and shout out to Brian Daboll. He's completely turned that program and at the New York Giants football program completely around. He's really helped develop Daniel Jones and helped him play his way into a contract. He had Saquon had a comeback year, hell of a year. He actually played pretty decent this game. He had 15 rushes for 60 yards, 6 receptions for only 10 yards, but he definitely helped them in pressure situations. But I think the Giants came into this, they knew the Vikings didn't have a great offense, but they also knew that Justin Jefferson, in order to win this game, they were going to have to contain him. So pretty much what they did was I think they knew, okay, we're gonna let somebody else go off, but we're not gonna let Justin Jefferson do what the fuck he does every fucking game. And that's what they did. They double teamed him. Hockenson, of course, went off. He had 10 receptions for 829 yards. Justin Jefferson had 7 receptions for only 47 yards. So they allowed Hockenson to do his thing, but there was when they looked at Jefferson, like, you ain't getting shit today, boy. It's gonna be a long night for you. And the Giants actually outgained Minnesota 431 to 332 yards. The Giants were 7 of 13 on 3rd down. And I said that, y'all go back to the last podcast, I said this, that the Vikings their situational defense was terrible. They're terrible at stopping people in the fucking red zone. And on top of that, the Giants went 2 of 2 on 4th down, and they had 142 rushing yards. So they took advantage of that shitty ass fucking Vikings defense.
ta-da! Yeah, you and the Rams went home too, homie. Whatever the head coach's name
is. Hold on, you said the Rams?
Their former offensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Yeah.
And the Rams went home. Fuck you, nigga.
Fuck you,
my team made the playoffs.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. No, I'm just
for a cup of coffee, but it is what it is.
I didn't mean to call you a bitch, bro. It just got caught up my bag. But
fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch.
You light cornbread, looking motherfucker.
Man, fuck your cookie from Ned Declassified.
No. I don't have an afro.
You look with that outfit on, you look like a nigga straight out of New York.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You probably you got on the Timbs, don't you?
No. Air Maxes, thank you very much.
Okay. That nigga got
All right.
fuck you, man. Fuck you and Tom Brady.
What the fuck, man? Y'all niggas
the,
be trying to call me Dallas fucking Cowboys fan, and I stopped fucking with Dallas over 10 years ago.
That's Breland out way.
Man,
Yeah, I be doing it too. I wear that hoodie is fly though, brother. I give you that. I fuck with that.
thank you. Thank you, nigga. You
I
got like
fuck with that.
85, you got 85 fucking teams. You gonna make sure you got a team in the Super Bowl every
Fuck you.
year.
Fuck you.
You
You
gonna rotate.
wait till conference champ. I got a surprise for you. Conference championship weekend, okay?
All right, you better hope it go the way you think, nigga.
We gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh man. Moving on to we gotta get up into divisional round. Fuck, I done got lost in the motherfucking shit here. God damn it, son of a bitch. Shut up, man. First up we
Who the
have
fuck are the Eagles playing?
yeah, that's what we getting up. That's what we getting up into. First up, we have the 14-3 Eagles against the 9-7-1 Giants. Let's go over some stats here.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Jalen Hurts should have been, if he'd have stayed healthy, probably would have won an MVP. But Jalen Hurts, 3,700 passing yards, 22 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 760 rushing yards to 13 touchdowns. Daniel Jones, similar stat line, 3,205 passing yards, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, 708 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 1,312 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. Miles Sanders, 1,269 rushing yards to 11 touchdowns. Now, the one thing I do want to jump off into, Philly, if we're talking about Philly and San Francisco, which we're going to talk about them a little later, they are the most well-rounded teams in the playoffs. Philly has the third-ranked offense, 404 yards a game, and they have the fourth overall defense, only allowing 330 total yards a game. The Giants defense, 18th ranked Giants offense, 18th ranked offense, gaining 350 yards per game. They have the 26th overall defense at 374 yards a game. Also, I do want to note that the Eagles, Lane Johnson, one of their Pro Bowl linemen, Pro Bowl tackle, there is a possibility that he will not play in this game. So we definitely need to take that into consideration. But Ryan, what's your thoughts on this game?
Go Eagles.
That goes without saying with you, probably.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's gonna be a close game because NFC East matchup. They know each other very well. They don't like each other.
No.
This is making for great football, and this is what I'm here for, baby.
Yes.
About to be brutal. I'm gonna go.
Get your popcorn ready.
I'm gonna go. Yep, I'm gonna go 34-31. Wow, we have 3 NFC East teams in the second round.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening?
Anything happening
there? So you got the Eagles, right? You said 35-21 or 34-21?
34-31.
34-31. Okay. Oh, okay. I like that. I also have I have the Eagles winning. I'm gonna go 38-28. But what do you think the Eagles I'm sorry, not the Eagles, but if the Giants are gonna win this game, like what do you think they have to do?
Create turnovers, score on those turnovers. Saquon has to have a damn near career day. Daniel Jones needs to do what he did last week. And yeah, get them off the field on third down.
Yeah. Which that's gonna be kind of, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. This is a tough task for the Giants. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not at all saying they can't do it, but I think with this game, I think I said the same thing about the Ravens. I think if the Giants are gonna win this game, the defense is gonna have to play better than the offense because defense is defense is the weak spot. Philly has one of the best offensive lines in football. They are Philly's ninth in pass yard. Their offense ninth in pass yards, 241 a game. They're fifth in rush yards, 147 per game. and they're third in points per game at 28. The defense, New York Giants defense is really terrible at what the Eagles do best, and that's run the ball. The Giants have the 27th worst rushing defense, allowing 144 yards a game, which if you're that bad, if you're that bad throughout the season, I mean, they did hold Dalvin Cook to like 74 yards, but if you're rushing, like if your defense, whatever your defense is bad at, I don't think they're gonna get good overnight, especially against a team like the Eagles. But I do want to throw this out there. Personally, I hate teams unless you Buffalo or Kansas City. I do not like teams coming off a first round bye. I don't. Ryan knows this. I hate teams that come off a first round bye because when you on a roll, like the Eagles didn't, especially their defense. Defense didn't play that well the last, like I want to say the last month of the season. They did lose. I want to say 2 straight games. They did get that win the last game of the season, but the defense didn't look well. Now, I mean, so they rolled throughout the season. Jalen doesn't play, and this is his first time playing in 2 weeks. He's supposed to be fully healthy, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just because they didn't play last week. They had a first round bye, but I have the Eagles, but I think this game is going to be a lot closer than expected simply because the Eagles have a first round bye, and I'm just teams on the first round bye scare me. They fucking terrify me.
Well, not unless you're, Tom Brady's team, or Patrick Mahomes' team. I guess you understand that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see because he's been in the playoffs before, but he has a legitimate chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I will, and if he does, I will be rooting for him. I'm throwing that out there. The Eagles, you're going to see me on this motherfucker with an Oklahoma hat on, and I got a Jalen Hurts jersey up in the motherfucking closet. That shout out to Ryan for the Norman trip that I did buy in Norman, Oklahoma, the Mecca.
At the stadium.
Yeah, that's right, at the motherfucking stadium. But yeah, man, yeah, I definitely have the Eagles this game. Now, also, keep in mind, the offense is going to have to be damn near flawless. The Eagles are first in sacks with 70. They damn near had the record. I think the record was 72. And they are fifth. They are sixth in interceptions with 17. So, good luck, New York, dealing with that fucking juggernaut on offense and defense. So, see. Now, that you mentioned Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Moving on to the Jaguars and the Chiefs. The 9-8 Jaguars are taking on the number 1 seed, 14-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, who's probably going to be the MVP. Let's go ahead and toss out his stat line: 5,000 yards, 5,250 yards, which breaks his previous single season record. He is once again the regular season single season record for passing. He holds that record for single season for passing yards in a single season. Without Tyreek. That's without Tyreek.
What is this year? I told you you'll fuck up the league.
We said that. Go back and watch. For all y'all that don't, go back and watch our previous episodes before the fucking season started.
What is this year 6?
5. Hold on.
Because he got drafted the year before Baker did.
That's his 5th year.
Yeah,
5th year.
Being a starter.
Yeah, 5th year being a starter. But yeah, sixth year in the league, 5th year being a starter. And let's throw this out there. Pat Mahomes is 1 win away from going to his 5th straight AFC Championship game. So all this debate about who's the best quarterback in the league, and Pat wins. I mean, we already know who is, but if Pat wins this game, don't argue with me no more. I ain't trying to hear it. Don't argue with me no more. Flat the fuck out. Y'all said the man wasn't gonna be shit without Tyreek, and what did he do? Go out there and break the single season passing yard record: 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Without Tyreek, that's without Tyreek.
Man.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, Trevor Lawrence. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, go.
Trevor Lawrence, 4,113 yards, 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions.
Oh, that's not a bad stat line. I gotta be in close because we know Kansas City doesn't have. I don't know. This might be one of them games that their defense does like shut shit down. But we know Kansas City doesn't have the greatest defense, and my homie is just gonna figure it out. When he needs to. I gotta be in 24-38 Chiefs. I feel like it's gonna be a lot closer than what the score says. There's gonna be two plays. I think Trevor throws an interception late that cost them, and that's what's gonna seal the deal.
I also have the Chiefs winning, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna be as close as you say, but I think it's gonna be a tight game, but I don't think Kansas City, gives us a heart attack or lets it get like the fucking Chargers did to where they tied the Jags tied or something like that. But I do think that the Jags they make it interesting, but they don't scare us. Etienne has 1,125 yards and 5 touchdowns. And I do want to throw out there that the Chiefs actually have a pretty decent defense this year. They have the 8th best rushing defense and they're 18th in pass defense, 17th overall, and 16th in points per game. But man, look, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the Jags are going to be able to stop this Kansas City offense because Kansas City
No.
in total offense, Kansas City's first overall, averaging 424 yards a game. They got the first overall passing offense, 297 yards per game. They're 20th in the rushing attack, averaging 115 rushing yards per game. First in points scored, 29 points per game. Second in third down percentage, and with 48%. And the Jags' overall defense is 23rd, and they're 28th at stopping the pass. So good luck.
This is all the makers for a 50-point game.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, man, Miko Hartman. I know it's a long shot for you to see this yet, but please catch the ball. Okay? Catch the ball. No. We get to the playoffs. He gets to the playoffs and forget how to play.
Well, I don't think you really got to too much worry about that because Miko's actually not playing, but I mean Pat's gonna have plenty of people to throw the ball to. Of course,
okay.
Yeah, of course. Kelsey, leading receiver on the leading receiving tight end. Actually, I think he passed up Shannon Sharp this year for receiving yards. Kelsey, 100 on the season, 110 receptions, 1,338 yards, 12 touchdowns. Juju, shout out to Juju, former Steeler, 78 receptions, 933 yards, 3 touchdowns. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 42 receptions, 687 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's turned into a pretty decent receiver in the Kansas City offense. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that chip from him Green Bay, but better late than never, right?
Well, I mean, that's because Aaron only liked throwing the fucking ball to Devontae. So,
but when he did throw it to him, homie was drop fucking sick. I'm like, damn, bro, you standing wide open and you drop the ball.
Yeah.
You about to be in the XFL. You keep fucking around.
Yeah, I don't think Jacksonville is going to win this game, but I do want to throw out there. If y'all want to have any chance at winning this game, you can't do what the fuck you did at the Chargers because this is a team, they ain't going to take their foot off your neck. Pat is out for blood. Pat is in straight fuck you mode this year. You motherfuckers say I wouldn't be shit without Tyreek. Watch this. But yeah, Pat, I don't. If the Jags want to have any chance at winning this game, bro, they can't do what the fuck they did last week in LA. And I think the Chiefs, I think they're gonna, I think they're the only team that I'm cool with coming off of a first round bye. I think they're gonna be very well prepared, and I think like I said, I think I'm looking at 38-24. That's what I'm looking at. I think the Chiefs jump out to a big lead, 21-0 in the first quarter. They, hit cruise control for about 2 quarters, and then fourth quarter they put their foot back on. They put their foot back on the gas. That's what I think is gonna happen.
It's very possible. It's very possible. I feel like the game is going to start out close, and then I think the inexperience of this, because they are a young football team. Yeah. I just don't want to throw everything on Trevor Lawrence, but I think the inexperience of the team, the players, to an extent, is going to cost them the game.
Yeah. And I do want to throw out there, like I said, the Chiefs defense is actually much better than everybody's taking them to be. The Chiefs are actually second in sacks this year with 55, and they have 11 total picks as a team. So don't sleep on this Chiefs defense. That's all I'm saying. They have. I'm not saying the defense is top tier, but it's better than it has been the last few years.
Agreed.
I give them that. Now, moving on to one of the this is probably the only game where I really don't know who the fuck is going to win, but I got to give a prediction. We have the 12-4 Bengals going up against the
Oh
13-3
shit.
13-3 Buffalo Bills. Of course, we had this game. This game was played earlier this year. Unfortunately, we had the situation to where Damar Hamlin passed out on the field, and they had to perform CPR.
Was they playing in Buffalo?
Yes, they're playing in Buffalo.
Ooh.
In Buffalo. We're happy. We're very happy. Damar Hamlin has made a full recovery. He's not on the field, but he's back with his. He was with the team this weekend. So I don't know if he was with the team, but I know he was with the team leading up to the game. But he is back in Buffalo, so we are happy to we are happy to see that you're back home with your family. But going into this game, man, like I said, this is probably this and the next game, the Cowboys and 49ers game. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I think this game is probably this is going to be probably one of the most watched games of the weekend. Let's go ahead and talk some stats. Joe Burrow, 4,475 yards, 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Josh Allen, 4,283 yards, 35 touchdowns to 14 interceptions, 762 rushing yards to seven touchdowns. Joe Mixon, lead rusher, 842 yards, 7 touchdowns. Boomer Sooner. Devin Singletary, 819 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then, of course, the Bengals have that three-headed monster on offense. Jamar Chase, 870. 87 receptions for 1,046 yards, 9 touchdowns. Keep in mind that man missed 5 games with an injury. T. Higgins, 74 receptions, 1,029 yards to 7 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd, 58 receptions, 762 yards for 5 touchdowns. Well, 58 receptions, 762 yards, 5 touchdowns. They got a three-headed monster over there on that receiving core.
Yes, they do. It's a beautiful problem. They be the Bengals. That's why they've been winning a lot of these games. This has the makings to be the thriller
Yeah.
from last year when they played the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Has all the makings of being that. Um, I don't have it being the blowout. This might be last possession overtime type of situation. So I got
Before
the deal.
Okay, yep. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say before you make your prediction, I wanted to throw out the offensive defensive stats. So my bad. But Bengals 7th in overall offense, 378 yards a game. The Bengals are 7th. The Bills are 2nd behind the Chiefs, 407 yards a game. They have the 7th best pass. They have the both 7th best pass offense and the 7th best rush offense. They're 2nd in points per game, and they're 1st on third down conversion percentage. Their defense is 7th overall. They're 2nd in points allowed, with only giving up 17, and they are 5th in rush defense, only giving up 104 yards. Only 104 yards a game. The Bengals offense, 7th overall, of course. They got the 5th best pass offense, 265 yards a game. Their rushing offense is the 29th worst, 95 yards a game. They're 7th. They're 7th scoring 20. They're 7th in points per game, scoring 26. Defense is 12th overall. Pass defense is terrible. They're 23rd overall, allowing 229 yards per game. The rush defense is 7th, allowing 106 yards per game. Their defense is giving up. Their defense is 20th. Their defense is 5th, allowing only 20 points per game.
Yeah, Bill should win this game. They gotta win the game.
Yep.
They gotta win the game for homie, man.
Also,
do it for 3, man.
Yeah. The Bengals also lost a couple offensive linemen. I think Jonah Williams got injured last game. Alex Kappa, he's questionable going into this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. But once again, like what's your who do you have in this game, and how you like what do you think each team has to do?
Well, if I'm the Bengals, Josh Allen can't hurt you if he's on the bench. So you need long, you need long drives that end up in points. You need to create turnovers. You need to possibly block a field goal. You need to almost play a perfect game to beat this team because I know this team was upset with their performance last week, and I
Yeah.
know they want to correct that, and I know they want to kick their ass for what happened with Darvin Ham a couple weeks ago. So it's going. I feel like it's going to be an ass whooping. I don't know. I'm 50-50. Part of it feels like it's going to be close. Other part of it feels like it's going to be an ass whooping because if you're the Bills, your front seven, you've been one the best front seven in football for like the last couple of years. So you need to make it very uncomfortable for Joe Burrow. You need to get to him often and early and all the time, right on time, or he's going to find the boys downfield. He's going to kill you. You need to limit the carries with Mr. Mixon and Samaje Perine in the backfield. Um, like I said, I'm picking the Bills. I don't got a score, but I'm picking the Bills.
I'm also picking the Bills. I think it's I don't think it's gonna be an ass whooping, but it is gonna be an ass whooping. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think the Bills beat them by at least 20. I hope they come out much better prepared than they do last game. Like we both said, if Lamar Jackson would have started, I got all the faith in the world that Baltimore probably would have won that game. But with the Bengals losing the offensive lineman, that pass rush is coming. So the Bengals they're gonna have to do what they can. It's gonna be they're gonna have to do a lot of chip blocking, probably a lot of fucking running back screens out the backfield. But I don't think the Bengals are really gonna allow. They're probably going. I don't. They're probably gonna let one of these wide receivers are going to get off, and it's more than likely going to be Higgins because they're probably going to have Chase double team. But in order to beat the Bengals, you have to contain this fucking passing attack. You can't let them get no big. You can't let them get no big passing plays downfield because it's just gonna fucking energize. That's just gonna fucking energize the offense. So you have to neutralize one of these fucking wide receivers. Now with Buffalo, Josh Allen got to stop getting so fucking reckless with the goddamn ball. Sometimes I feel like he tries to do a little too much. And
Hero ball.
yeah, like I feel like if he throws two interceptions in this game, the Bengals they might walk away. They definitely gonna make it interesting, but they might walk away with the win. In the playoffs, you have to cut back on the fucking turnovers. But I don't know. I don't think. For one, Eli Apple is not going to stop Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs going to have dinner 200 yards this game. Watch what the fuck I tell you. But yeah, man, I don't see any way the Bengals defense stops this Bills offense. I really don't. Bills offense, they got a lot over there. They got a lot. With Josh Allen, he can kill you with his arms and his legs. And we all know the Bengals defense wasn't all that last year. They got lucky getting into the fucking Super Bowl with help from the fucking refs. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
fuck the Bengals. You fuck the Bengals. That's how the fuck I feel. But moving on to the game that I've most been looking forward to talking to, and I think the game that everybody's waiting on us to talk about. We have the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys versus the 13-4 San Francisco 49ers. I'm not going to get into single stats. I'm just going to go through the offense. I'm just going to go through the offense and the defense. Dallas has the 13th ranked overall offense, averaging 365 yards a game. They have the 14th best pass offense, 219 yards a game. They have the ninth best rushing attack, 135 yards a game. And they're fourth in scoring, averaging 27 yards per game, 27 points per game. They have the fifth best third down percentage. San Francisco has the 8th overall offense, averaging 327 yards a game. The 13th best pass offense, the eighth best rush offense, they're sixth in points scored, 26 per game, and they're sixth in third down, average 35. They're 35% on third down. And
I
then I
don't
gotta
see.
go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, you gotta do Mr. Fuck Scott stats.
I was actually gonna get into the defense. San
Okay.
Francisco, San Francisco. My bad, y'all. I didn't write all the notes down, so now I got to pull them up. But Dallas has the 16th ranked defense, averaging they're giving up 350 yards a game. They have the fifth best, no, the eighth best passing defense, only giving up 200 yards a game. They have the 22nd. Their rush defense is 22nd. They're giving up 129 yards a game, and they're fifth in points allowed, giving up only 20 yards per game. The San Francisco 49ers have the best overall defense. They're only giving up 316 yards per game. Their pass defense is kind of suspect. They're 20th, giving up 222 yards a game. Their rushing defense is the second best, only giving up 77 yards. And they're first in points allowed, only giving up 16. So we we got a tough task here, man.
I mean, okay. Um, if you're Dallas, you want to hope that Dak doesn't turn over the ball. You want to hope that you're able to run the ball, and you want to hope that your front seven can disrupt Brock's Purdy's timing and rhythm, so that way it can start creating chaos and possibly a couple turnovers for you. And if you do get some turnovers, you need to score on those turnovers.
Yeah.
And for the secondary, you don't want to let Debo get free, which makes it even if you double team Debo and feel like Christian McCaffrey or Kittle's going to be open. So that adds another dynamic, but that's why it's important for them to get the pass rush.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel like Dallas got it? What do you feel like San Francisco has to do to beat Dallas?
Similar on defense, get a pass rush. If you can stop that running game and force Dallas to pass, it's going to expose Dak Prescott. He's going to be Dak Prescott or Dak Romo and start turning over the ball, and then you can set yourself up possibly with good field positioning and shit. Take him out the game before he even start.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because Dak led the league in interceptions this game, and not this game, but Dak led the league in interceptions this season, and the San Francisco 49ers are the best at getting interceptions. They're first with 20. I think if you're Dallas, you have got to stop the only way to beat the San Francisco 49ers, you got to stop the run. You got to put Brock Purdy, a rookie, in position in situations to where he's forced to pass the ball. You put him in situations that he's never been in, see what happens. And I mean, Dallas can get to the quarterback. They're third overall in sacks with 54. So, if they can stop the run and they can get to Brock Purdy, I definitely think it's a tough task because you playing one of the best rushing teams in the league with the best defense. So if you can stop the run, you have a chance in this fucking game. San Francisco, I don't really think they have to do much. I think, like you said, they have to stop the rushing game because that's why I say don't get too excited about that game last week because I don't think the Cowboys can protect Dak like they did last week. Because, I mean, you got Joey Bosa and Fred Warner and I forgot who's the other edge rusher coming up, who's the other guy coming off the edge for the 49ers, but Joey Bosa is more than likely going to win Defensive Player of the Year, so they're going to have to chip block. They're probably going to have to chip block him a lot, which is I think we're probably going to see a lot of split back sets or two running back shotgun sets, so they can give Dak all the time and protection that he needs. And if I'm Trayvon, I'm not following Debo. I'm following Brandon. I'm following Brandon Ayuk because he's been there more.
He's been the one to get the spark
on the defense,
when they really
on the
needed
offense.
When they really needed it. Brandon Ayuk, he's number 11.
I think so. Yeah, number 11.
Yeah, because I be swagging with him on Madden sometimes. So yeah, but yeah, he's the one that definitely gets the spark going. So if you can stop him, that would be nice. Debo's gonna be double teamed. You actually almost want if you could just make it to where they only give Christian McCaffrey the ball, then maybe you can stop him that way. Because if you know a screen is coming, you get in the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe that might be a way too.
If you look at Debo, bro, he's not like he poses no threat. He don't really pose like a huge threat at wide receiver. Like outside of like, he's not gonna be. I don't think he's gonna beat you deep or like deeper or 20 yards deep across the field. Debo's more of a like a short pass possession, wide receiver screen type of guy. Like you don't got to worry about him routing you the fuck up or nothing like that. That's why I said like Diggs, if they want to stop if they want to try to contain the running game, I would have Diggs follow Ayuk wherever he goes. Kittle, I mean, do what the fuck you can with him because I don't think there's no stopping him. And that's why I say like you got to disrupt the run game because Kittle, when you got Kittle and Trent on the same fucking edge, that's gonna bring a lot of fucking problems. But in this game, man, I'm going San Francisco. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think San Francisco marches up and down on the first drive and punches Dallas in the mouth like they did last year, even though they at home. I think at one point, I think Dallas does take the lead. But I think it's gonna be like a 3 or 4 point game. I'm going 28-24 San Francisco.
I don't have a score. I feel like Brock Purdy is going to make some mistakes. But I do feel like the 49ers is going to win. I feel like those mistakes in this game, I don't know, it might cost them in the next
one. Yeah.
I don't want to think too far ahead, but that's where I'm going.
Yeah. So you got what was the final score you said? What was your score prediction?
I don't have a final score. I honestly, I'll say this: I don't feel like it's going to be a high scoring game.
I don't think so either. I don't think either team gets out of the 20s. Look, I wanna throw this out there. I'm not giving no hints or nothing like that. But
I'm about to say some Eagle shit. Watch.
No. Let me just say this. Now, I know Dak led the league in interceptions this year. We had another quarterback last year lead the league in interceptions, and he took his team to the Super Bowl and won. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Now, if the Cowboys can get this, if they can win this game, they may have a shot at going to the Super Bowl because I don't know.
Do you know if they win this game, that'll be their first
NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship game appearance in like 28 years.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna have to be at the Eagles Stadium, but we've seen crazier things happen. But yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm not.
They ain't finna win that motherfucker if it's in the Eagles Stadium.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just
not finna win that. I knew you were gonna tie something with correlation. I knew that much.
I was just, hey man, I'm just saying. But I do want to. For the Super Bowl, we're not gonna like pick Super Bowl right now. I'm just saying, me personally, I would love to see. I said this last episode. I would love to see a Buffalo and Philadelphia Super Bowl. I don't care who the fuck wins. So they're burning that. That stadium is getting burned down. So, Arizona, y'all better have SWAT team and Major K squad and everybody on standby. I'm just saying, if we get a buck with them two fan bases,
bro, they have
the Buffalo and Philadelphia Super Bowl, bro, it's a cause for disaster no matter who the fuck wins.
Bro, they be having jails in these stadiums, bro.
Oh, I know they do.
Newer ones. So, nigga, go ahead and act up in there. Lock your ass fuck up, motherfucker.
Yeah, but knowing how them motherfucking fan bases is, they gonna fuck shit up. They can't catch us all.
Hey, bro.
Fuck her down.
They gonna stop selling alcohol in the second quarter, nigga. Last call for alcohol.
And Lord, please, don't let Dallas get to the Super Bowl. Please don't let Dallas get to. if Dallas gets to, I don't give even if they don't win, bro. If they get to the Super Bowl, I'm not coming for a month.
They could get to the Super Bowl. They can lose. Fuck
Man,
it.
please don't, bro. If Dallas get to the Super Bowl, this is the cause the world coming to a fucking end. If Dallas get to the Super Bowl, the world. I don't want to see all these fucking Cowboy fans come out of the fucking wood, not out of the woodworks, but I do not want to see these motherfuckers flood the streets
until if Dallas wins, bro. You're gonna hear this shit until next football season, bro.
Bro, I'm not. If Dallas win, I'm not turning on Skip and Shannon for a whole fucking week. Always Dallas is back. Dallas is back. The Cowboys are back. That's all the fuck we gonna hear for.
And they're gonna win again next year. Nigga, man, Skip gonna have the star face tatted on him and shit.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for Shannon. If Shannon Sharp might take a leave of absence. Cowboys.
No, Skip, you know, good goddamn well. We go right here in the back outside the bed. Be looking at you right now, Skip. No, Skip.
If Dallas win the, I don't know, bro. If Dallas win the Super Bowl, Shannon Sharp might quit. I can't deal with this, man. I can't deal with this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Before we get out of here, man, we got to talk about old time. We got to talk about old Tom Brady. Now, I did say
we lost what?
I know, but now we did say that Tom should retire, but
yeah, I feel that way.
It's we got to talk about him and Mr. Aaron Rodgers. But if Tom does decide to play another year, like, what do you think is his best fit? Where do you think he should go?
I wouldn't go back to New England. Damn sure not going back to Tampa Bay. Who got some good receivers right now? Need a quarterback.
The Jets.
You know what? No, bro. No. Tom Brady's going to the Raiders because Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator and he was at New England.
Yeah,
they just said, "Fuck Derek Carr." Oh, fuck. Man. But nigga, they gotta go get, and then Al Davis's son is gonna try to get him the best offensive line possible.
Mm-hmm.
Make some crazy trades with somebody. They might fuck around and if they get D-Hop with
it's over.
I'm thinking too far. I'm thinking way too far ahead. I don't know. That'd be crazy though. But like, can Tom Brady was some of that shit? Well, you just say that the passing yards and shit was in garbage time. I'll give you that. But like, is Tom Brady? Is he too old for today's game?
I think so.
Or if he has an offensive line, it'll be different.
Here's my thing with Brady, especially with going back to the AFC. I definitely don't think he's going to the Patriots because I think the Patriots are going to stick it out with Mac Jones. And it's like, bro, do you really want to play in the division where you got to see Josh Allen twice a year? You got to see Tua and the Dolphins twice a year? Because we got to accept the fact that Buffalo's, they're going to be around at the top of the fucking top of the NFL for a while. And the Dolphins, as long as if Tua can stay healthy or they get another quarterback, they're going to be around for a while. And the Jets are a quarterback away from being a good fucking team. So it's like, do you really want to go see both of these motherfuckers twice a year? And that's another reason why the Raiders are such because you got to think, do you really want to play Pat Mahomes twice a year?
I thought about that too. Fuck no.
You really want to see Pat Mahomes twice a year?
But Tom is ignorant enough to go do that.
He is, and I mean the Broncos defense they were pretty. The offense wasn't all that good, which I think maybe they get a head coach. They get a good head coach next year. Maybe they'll be better. But it's like, do you want to see that Broncos defense twice a year? And the Chargers defense wasn't terrible. The offense wasn't all that great. Herbert still has some talent, but do you really want to go play that motherfucker twice a year? So I don't know, man. I really don't.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose the game at the end,
yeah. I really can. I see him in Las Vegas. Yes, with reuniting with Josh McDaniels. Yeah, I can't see that with Devontae being there, and then maybe they can re-sign Josh Jacobs, and then of course he'd have Hunter Renfrow, Wes Welker type of fucking wide receiver to throw to, and he'd have what's his name, Darren Waller, and Darren Waller, big body fucking tight end. He enjoyed throwing the Gronk, so. Just the Raiders' defense has always been terrible, so I don't know. And that offensive line is suspect as well. So can I see Tom in Las Vegas? with the weapons he has, yes, but the overall, like the team as a whole, I don't know. I don't know. And then the situation, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Well, shit, he already threw away his family for football. Well, fuck it. What's one more year ago?
Maybe go to Vegas and live it up for your last year. Fuck it.
But to be honest with you, bro, if he were to go somewhere, I'd say there. But I think he's done.
Yeah. I think going back to what you said, I think time has aged past today's game. I mean, you kind of see you have to have they've tweaked the rules to where it is a league to where you have to score a lot of points now to compete with these teams. You have to be somewhat you have to be somewhat you have to move. You have to be able to move a little bit. You ain't gotta be Lamar Jackson, you ain't gotta be Jalen Hurts, but you have to have you gotta have good footwork, you gotta be able to move because you have pass rushers a la Micah Parsons that are running like 4.45s coming off that edge. They're quick off that edge. So you have to be able to move and be able to extend the play to play and survive in today's league. And we don't see that with Tom, and we've never really seen that with Tom. So yeah, I think Tom's done, man. Then again, he might fuck us up and decide to play another year in Tampa. Who the fuck knows? Because that Tampa shit came out of nowhere when we thought he was getting ready to sign with somebody.
I mean, that was a curveball. I didn't see it. I'm like, but he does have Mike Evans, and they do
Yeah.
got a young guy. They got Leonard Fournette. They just got Antonio Brown. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
That was
Easy.
some video game shit.
Yeah, that was turned into they turned off the salary cap is what the fuck they did.
I want him, and him. Do it.
Yeah. All right, last up, we have to talk about it. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is now throwing around these fucking retirement and trade rumors. He did I forgot what podcast he was on, but they was asking him, do they still think he could play a high level? His answer was yes. Do I think I could play at a high level? Yes, the highest. I still think I can win an MVP. Just maybe in the right situation. What do you think is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers?
This nigga's pulling a Brett Favre all over again, Ozzie Smith all over again. He's gonna hold the franchise hostage. I mean, they paid him, so he's gonna play another 3 years.
Yeah.
Contractually, I don't know. I got not unless he actually retires, but I don't know if Aaron wants to go through that roller coaster. Start of the year they was ass, then the end of the year, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they was winning games. But like I said, where would he go? What's a good fit? What's a team right now? Insert quarterback, and then they can fuck around and do something.
The Jets. The Jets.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
It's look, man. We're in a weird time to where we now have to accept that teams that were once really bad are now really fucking good. They're pretty fucking a la the Lions. I'll allow the Lions.
But some teams that are really bad or decent now. Relax, okay?
Yeah,
Miami played a great game, but 3 weeks ago we didn't know them niggas was gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
But nigga, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like they got a good team. Their defense was really good this year. The offense, they got a good offense. They just quarterback problems. Quarterback issues. Fucking Zach Wilson was a bust. And I think we both kind of saw that coming out of fucking college.
I was like, when he went to BYU, why?
BYU's not known for quarterbacks.
I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, like, we might find a cold defensive player, but like a superstar from BYU, he probably has to go back 30, 40 years.
Right. But going back to the Aaron Rodgers situation, personally, I'm kind of done with Aaron Rodgers, and he acts like he's a fucking kid. Like he acts like a fucking child. Like, well, I didn't get what I wanted I didn't get what I wanted at the store, so now when I get home, I'm just gonna act a goddamn fool. That's what that's what he acts like to me. Well, the season is just like last season. Like, bro, you had a good season, you won the MVP, but because you didn't win the Super Bowl, you want to blame the team. Like, bro, You saying you can win an MVP, you ain't say nothing about winning a championship. You focus more on personal goals. And it's like even like teammates when shit goes wrong, he don't want to accept nothing that he did wrong. He wants to place all the fucking blame. Oh, well, this person should have did this, and we should have had this call. Like, no, maybe your ass could have fucking played better. So let's not, try to keep blaming shit on the fucking team. But personally, I think Green Bay is kind of I don't know. Maybe they like what they saw to Jordan Love this season, and maybe they just ready to move on from Aaron. But it's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, we know you know what you're getting with Aaron Rodgers, but it's gonna be kind of hard to trade him with that big ass fucking contract.
He's not going nowhere, bro. Like I think I don't know. He just super ego driven. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Aaron, but he's coming back. I think where he's going to voice it, but he did say some shit at the end of last season, like you guys make player personnel decisions. You don't include me. You don't ask what I want, and shit like that. So if that's true, then I would, yeah. I mean, like he's being spiteful.
Yeah.
So if all that is true, he's doing that because he felt like they was playing with him. So he just trying to get them back. I I don't know. They need to get some receivers. The
Yeah.
defense is all right. The
Yeah.
defense is all right this year. They need to get some receivers.
I mean they do, but I don't know if very many guys want to come play with Rodgers because of the way he acts. But they did get that Christian Watson. It took him a while, but he when he finally got it together, like he gonna be something special next year. He's gonna be something special next year. So that obviously materialized. But yeah, man, I don't. Aaron's in a Aaron's in a tough situation. Like it's gonna be hard for the Packers to trade him because for one of his attitude and that contract. Number two, it's like you said, where the fuck does he go that he's put in a situation to where he can play at a high level? So once again, man, we are in for another very fucking interesting offseason. So just get your buckle your seatbelt, hold on tight, and get your motherfucking popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a wrap for this week, man. Once again, y'all can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. I didn't put the fucking audio on the audio streaming platforms like I was supposed to last week, but I will make sure to do that this week. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us on YouTube at Taking Shots with Tim Breland and Ryan. Follow us on Twitter at Taking Shots, Instagram, Taking Shots Triple P Podcast. You can find Ryan on Instagram at RM McDade. You can find me Twitter and Instagram at Mike Vermishki. And Ryan, hope you have
the bad guy. Twitter 5400 underscore 5400 underscore. And have a good Friday, my good son.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. I just thought, bro, we get two playoff games and motherfucking UFC 283. Oh, it's gonna be a good weekend. It's gonna be a real good weekend.
Definitely gonna have 2 TVs going, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, y'all have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Drink responsibly and stay safe. And as always, fuck the Cowboys.